Hey. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see you, but is the nature of knowing the address before I arrive? Yeah, I know it's been a while. Listen, look, niceties aside, first thing, are you okay? Like, nothing directly happened to you, no? Like, you weren't attacked physically or anything? Okay, good, thank God. Yeah, well, I've been worried the whole drive over. I mean, look, I'm sure the value of items that were stolen is important, and hopefully they're not too sentimental, but like, your health matters so much more, you know? And yeah, well, say what? No, I'm not gonna say I told you so. Why? Oh, you think this makes me happy? What? Because I want you to move, because it's a rough area, and then, you know, this happened. What, you think that's me all just springing my step now? No. Who the hell cares? I don't want to be proved right. Why would I possibly want to be proved right here? No, I'm not happy. I'm not happy to see your house getting broken into. I'm not happy to see you as a victim. Hell, when people were reading out, you know, violent breaking and entering, windows smashed, all this kind of stuff, and I saw the address, my heart stopped. What? No, I didn't do a little jig in the squad car as we came down going, ha 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 ha, I told them. No. Well, a little disappointed you think that of me, but whatever, put it aside, it doesn't matter. You're safe, that's the main thing. And then, you know, I mean, we'll hopefully catch whoever this is. How often do you catch them? Probably more than you'd think, just because we tend to know the people who break into places. Incidentally, you said in the report, I just found this a bit weird, why is a window broken but they also got through the front door? They smashed the window to get out. Couldn't they have just opened it? Well, if/when we do catch them, I'll be sure to ask that question. Like, why did you smash the window, Yim, so you could have just opened it? I guess it's quicker. So they were being chased out by you, and just you. Okay. Did they have an accomplice, or is it just one person? You think one person, okay. Yeah, well, I'm getting a little bit more details of the report, because it's kind of important for us to know this sort of stuff, you know. Did you leave the front door unlocked? No. Do you know how they got in? So they didn't, like, I'm assuming they didn't break the lock or anything like that, didn't kick the door down. I mean, I'd hope your door's too solid for that. No, okay. By any chance, do you leave your keys on a little hook near the door? Ah. Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, a hook near the door. Your front door, yeah. How does that let them in? Okay, so it's really low tech, to be honest, but it is what people do. They will have had a stick with a magnet on it, and they'll poke it through your letterbox and pull the keys off. I'm serious. I promise you that's what they did. There was no magical lockpicking, no nothing. It's a stick with a magnet on it. You'd be amazed how often that works. Honestly, I could write a book about how easy people make their own houses to break into. It's kind of disturbing, really. We spend all this money on security and then we just leave all these back doors open, so to speak. Not the literal back door, but, you know. Obviously visual details. You'll have an artist you'll sit down with in a bit and give them as much detail as you can. What I would say right now is write down anything you can think of on your phone. Because I promise you, like, it'll be a little bit of a blur, and before you know it, you'll be sitting in front of an artist asking for details and you won't be able to recall anything. So anything you can recall right now, write it down on your phone. Yeah, I promise it's a good idea. Hell, I mean, even, you remember I told you back when we first met the story of why I joined the police, because of that time I got mugged, knife to the throat and everything. And then I gave the best account I could that night of what the guy looked like. Months later, I get calls, oh, we've caught this guy, da-da-da-da-da, here's a police lineup. And I just wasn't sure. I just said to them, look, I don't actually... I'm not that sure which one this is. They showed me like 9 guys, all looked fairly similar, and I'm just going, I don't know. I don't know. The reason I could say that is because this guy had robbed a whole bunch of people in a drug-fueled binge. So I wasn't the only witness, so between the pool of us, we obviously got the right guy who was sentenced. But, yeah. Essentially, if that had been a crime solely committed to me, there's a chance that guy could have walked, because I didn't write that. Like, when it happened... You know, I didn't get any details, I didn't really get much at all, and then when it came to a day months later, I couldn't pick out the guy's face because I only saw it for about 10 seconds, probably less. So, as I say, write down anything you can remember about what you saw from the person who broke in. Ideally, features of the human, you know, clothes aren't really that useful because they can change their clothes, so unless we catch them tonight, the clothes aren't too useful, and I mean, we really shouldn't catch them tonight. But, like I say, it's probably one of the usual suspects. Yeah, usual suspects. Especially, like, if there's no actual violence in the robbery, and to be honest, the more I listen to this, the more it sounds like there wasn't actually violence outside of the window getting smashed, which alarmed people. Yeah, it basically seems like this was breaking and entering. You found them, they panicked, threw something through the window and jumped after it, right? Yeah. I mean, I can actually make a guess as to who that is, to be honest. Another thing which I feel like the general public doesn't really know is that the petty criminals, you know, at the end of the day, if someone gets done for murder or whatever, yeah, sure, they get thrown into jail for years, but the petty criminals, the one who get done for minor thievery, I mean, they're out before you know it. And then they do it again, and then they get caught again, and then they get thrown away again, but not for very long, and then they're out again, and they do it again. So, over time, you get to know these people on a first-name basis. Yeah, I swear I know some of these guys better than I know my cousins. I've certainly spoken to them more in the last few years. Yeah, first-name basis. They know our names as well. And the weirdest thing is, like, there is a hostility, but not nearly as much as you'd imagine. Like, I got caught again, did you? Yeah, it's kind of a little bit like that, because they know that we know we can't do all that much about it, that they're going to be out soon enough, and we know that they know that we know that they know, you know, the cycle will continue, and each side are kind of just pawns in it, right? I mean, in theory, they could stop, but they won't. And in theory, we could bend the law, but we're not going to. So yeah, it's just an infinite cycle. But as long as and this is the thing, like, they know the game, right? As long as they don't seriously injure anybody and that sort of thing, there's only so long they can get done for. So it's probably one of the reasons why this person ran. If they're an experienced thief, which given how smoothly they enter the premises, it seems they are. Here's an interesting question, actually. Are you usually in on this night of the week? You usually work. Again, makes a lot of sense. They'll scouted your building and seen, oh, this person's usually working this night, cool. And then when they found you were actually there, oh no, and then they don't know who else is there, so they run. Yeah, makes sense. Same job. Promotion. Nice. No, it's not condescending, really. Nice. I mean, the comment I am struggling to resist saying is, wow, you got promoted and you're still living here. Like, come on, you know. Yeah, well, I know it's all easy to say in hindsight, but there is a reason I was so adamant that you should move. And I know I said I wouldn't say I told you so. I'm just saying that, like, well, I'm assuming now this is going to be the kind of scare that gets you to take it more seriously, but yeah, I wasn't being overprotective. I just hope that's apparent now, that I always had your best interests at heart, and I still do. And this isn't the right night to say any of this, I know. I miss you terribly. And like I said, I saw this address and we heard the word violent over the radio. Again, assumptions made by people near or whatever, probably because of the smashing window and shouting or whatever it was exactly. But I mean, I don't know what I would have done if they'd hurt you. Nothing good, nothing remotely acceptable, even. And I gotta say, I'm a little proud of you for a few things here, but the biggest one being how not shaken up you are. I mean, a lot of people, they get robbed or they get, stuck up or whatever, and they're like trembling. And I'm not saying they're weak or whatever, but I kind of respect the people who almost take it in stride and are not shattered by it and still functioning, There's a certain test of character about it, I feel like. One of the reasons I joined the force, as you remember, is that I had a fight or flight instinct in my moment. And, I realized that I could stay rational in that moment and I could stay aware and I wasn't emotionally shaken up. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people get counseling after. Like, you'll get a call from the police. They'll offer you, do you want to speak to somebody about this? Because obviously people get traumatized by things. But you being you always were, well, I'll be honest, a little bit stubborn, but in a good way. In a nothing's going to actually phase you kind of way. I always really respected that about you. Like, listen, if you don't want me anywhere near this case, I can declare a kind of conflict of interest in that, you don't want to see me, and someone else will kind of take my spot. But otherwise, in theory, I'll be one of the people communicating with you, and working on it. And yeah, if that's something you don't want, then let me know. But am I gonna catch them? Well, I'm sure gonna try. I don't know what the accent was either. Oh, come on. You used to laugh at my stupid accents. Not even a little rueful smile. Ah, there it is. Can't fully hold it back. At least I still managed to get that. The little grin of, you idiot. How have I been? Outside of terribly missing the love of my life. To be honest, I've just been kind of grinding it out and just trying to focus on work to forget, well, to try and forget you. Hasn't worked, but it's a coping mechanism, you know? Work really, really hard, be super tired when you get home very late at night. Repeat. It's also a good way of getting promoted myself, as it turns out. Yeah, well, check the bigger, shinier badge. Yeah, well, it is very impressive. They say everybody loves someone in uniform. I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to hold your hand for a second and just say I am so infinitely glad you're okay. And God, as if I needed further proof that I still care about you so much. I'm wrestling with the fact that I shouldn't really be saying this tonight, but I also don't want to hold my honest emotion back. And my honest emotion is that I never want to think about you being gone from my life. And if that's as a friend and that's all you wanted to be, I will make peace with that. I will find a way to make peace with it. Because I would really like to have you in my life again. And okay, sure, my primary option would be eventually trying to work things out. I mean, obviously, one of the big sticking points was me wanting you to move away from here. And, you know, whether you like the way I tried to make my point or felt I was overly protective, you know, or the things you said and the ways we felt and all of that, but maybe now we can get past it. Maybe it's a new chance. I don't want to get all superstitious, but maybe there is a reason I was on the squad that got called out to, you know? I got put here by the fates. And if there's one thing I want to know for absolute sure is that if we don't work out, it's not because I didn't say how I felt. And at least give it a chance. So yeah, you miss me too. We don't have to rush into anything, okay? I don't want this to be like a kind of fling back together and then we can take it slow and just go on a few dates and see how it feels, okay? I mean, well, you're going to be having a lot of emotional reactions right now. Even if, you know, you're keeping it composed, there's still going to be a lot of the fight or flight instinct of all this is still going to be racing around your body and everything related to that. So impulsive decisions are not out of the question, and I think I just want to protect us both from any potential of this being a temporary feeling for you. And, you know, then a week from now you're like, oh god, no, I don't want to be with this guy. So I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. Hell, I most certainly hope it's not. I'm just saying there's no actual negative to, just taking a little bit of time and trying to let this pass and let each other, come together again the way we did the first time, magnetically, slowly but naturally, and just let things build and develop the way I think we both suspect they will again. Why are you pouting at me? Come on, what's the pouting about? Don't you at least get a kiss? Sure. Another thing I very much missed. Well, you are, I will say, a good kisser. Good at a lot of things, but kissing's one of them. Hey, listen. I gotta go and report, and, we'll be leaving pretty soon, I would think. And also, I don't think... Well, I certainly have a lot of explaining to do. Being found kissing the break-in victim, The conflict of interest decision would very much be taken away from me. And I'm very invested in catching whoever this is and giving them an off-record kick where the sun does not shine. Yeah, well... Officially, are we supposed to do things like that? Of course not, and we never would. Unofficially, very occasionally. As in, I've actually never done it in my career, but it's the first time for everything. Yeah, well, we'll see. They might trip over on the way to their cell. It would be a real shame. Anyway, now I'm not going to take out violent, bloodthirsty revenge. I'm merely going to fantasize about taking out violent, bloodthirsty revenge. And then maybe stand on their toe or something. Something minor. Don't worry, I'm not going to beat the hell out of someone no matter how much I might want to. Anyway, okay, gotta go. I'll call you tomorrow, okay? And maybe see about getting lunch sometime or whatever. Okay. Alright. I'll see you then. I missed you too.